I have a very big distaste for the shows that are like, we're a podcast, just no, you're set up for a scene.
I know it's not that, which is why I can f you freely. Because if I knew it was a scene, I'd be like, waiting for it to happen, dreading it.
Wow, Delilah, you're like, oh, if we were performing together, I would just be sitting here dreading it.
I was talking about podcasts like that in general. You're the one who made it about you.
Yeah, I'm the one sitting here hosting the show, so yes, I made it about me. Delilah.
Delilah Day, it's me.
Oh, I thought that was me.
Oh, well, I'm Matt.
Matt, you shaved.
I did. Got a new razor.
Are you saying this happens just because I don't have a new razor?
Maybe. When's the last time you changed your razor?
It's been a minute.
Delilah.
My legs are hairy too.
I can't speak on that. Okay, they're not hairy. They're stubbly.
They're below frame. No one can see that.
You honestly couldn't see it even if I... You know what? Yeah, no, we're good.
Notice, still wasn't in frame.
Yeah, good. I still had to check for myself, but we're good. Take my word for it.
Believe women.
This might not be the best context to use that in, but yes, please.
There's a bad context for that?
I suppose I meant more like
maybe that's not the appropriate
maybe
context.
We don't make light of it. Maybe we don't incorporate it into leg hair jokes because we should believe women, but also life is a game.
I mean,
who knows what's happening?
We're doing a podcast, I know that.
Do you?
Yes, that I know. Not much else, but that I know.
I'm interested to see what else you know. If that's your, how many things do you know? 4? Because that takes 1. Wow. What are the other 3?
Wow. Wow.
I haven't gotten to...
2.5.
Lay mommy.
I gotta figure out what the half is.
I'll wait.
Oh, cool. We'll just have dead air. Just good podcasting right there. I do know podcasting, and that's bad air. That's bad podcasting.
So sorry. I won't be terrible on air. I'll fix myself.
We always should be trying to improve ourselves.
I completely agree. If you're too comfortable in life, then you're probably doing it wrong.
Or you're just a horrible human being.
Yeah. Ignorance is bliss is a very true statement, but it's only bliss for the ignorant one. Yeah. The rest of us are suffering and picking up your slack, so please stop being ignorant. I can't wink, so I just did a half blink there. I don't know what it turned into. We'll see.
I will find out in the editing bay.
Oh, no. That's actually terrifying. Now I wish I hadn't done it.
Cheers.
Cheers! And now we drink. Oh, yeah, you did the table thing. I only do that for shots. I'm not chugging.
It's respect to the bar. That's why you...
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't drink often. So they were just like, you just do it when you take shots. And I was like, all right, it's a shot thing. Cool.
No, it's a respect to the bar thing.
Well, I give my respect to the bar in bills.
Oh, you're paying me for this? Sick.
Well, I am not. So respect to you.
I love how fast you're rolling that back. No. No. Oh, no.
Rewind.
No. No, Matt. No one's paying to be on your podcast.
But are you paying them to be on your podcast?
I mean, the booze wasn't free.
Bingo. It's a fair trade.
Oh, yeah.
I'll buy you dinner.
Will you now?
Yeah.
In the next 5 years?
I will buy you dinner tonight. If you're still awake.
Are you drugging me? Why am I going to fall asleep?
I don't know. You were yawning when I came in.
I'm awake now, aren't I?
So I energized you. Thank you. Okay, so we're getting dinner. What do you want?
I don't know. Figure that out. The amount of alcohol content will
heavily influence. Yes.
Heavily influence.
I almost always go tacos. I'm betting all of my money that I have that I will want tacos, but I'm open to other ideas.
Well, good. There are other things in life besides tacos.
Maybe 3 other things.
What are the 3 other things?
Sex, animals.
I meant things to eat.
And in life?
Well, when we're talking...
You said in life, not to eat.
Well, we were talking about a food.
Well, my mind goes everywhere all the time. You should know this.
It's just like immediately to sex. It's just like,
well, you have to throw it in there. It's part of life. It's important. If a porn star got on a podcast and said there's 3 things of life and one of them wasn't sex, I would not have a job tomorrow.
No, you still would. You'd still look good fucking on film.
Oh my God, thank you.
Okay. You don't have to enjoy it.
Yikes.
It's true.
True.
You just have to look like you're enjoying it. It's acting.
It's acting. Yeah, it is. That's why I am an adult actress. Wee woo, wee woo.
Hollywood sounds.
LA's doing LA things.
Yeah.
A lot of gun sounds.
You have never struck me as a person who's like, I got into this because I'm a nymphomaniac.
Really?
Yeah.
What gave it away?
I don't know. The multiple times we've hung out and you have not tried to jump my bones. So that would be the dead giveaway.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do put other parts of my personality first. Not really unfortunately. I guess unfortunately in a career sense, but...
No,
actually, I like how I am, and I like the way I do things, and even if I get phased out or paid less or whatever for it, I don't care, because I still get to go to bed at night knowing I am me, and I have never lied or pretended to be something else.
Well, it's also like, I feel like a lot of people who get into this industry because they are sex addicts end up not handling their business super well either.
It can happen. I've seen some people and it works out well. Like they can balance it. They use it as the outlet. They're able to obviously use what they're good at to make money and be professional with it and still have that balance. But I mean, there's also the people that get lost in it, whether they're a nymphomaniac or not.
Well, yeah, this is a difficult place to navigate at times.
It is. I would completely agree with that. I think it depends on the place you're in when you come to LA or come to the industry. And on top of it, it depends on 100,000 other factors.
Who you fall in with, who's giving you advice.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh, too real? Too real?
Too real. Oh yeah, we've made some missteps, but I am very thankful for the missteps I have made in life because I am that person who is very eager to learn. I'm excited to learn, and I view everything as an opportunity to be better. So if this didn't go well, yeah, it's easy for me to get wrapped up in how bad that went for the moment. But once I come out on the other side, I'm like, look at how much I learned, look at what I will never repeat, and look at what I can show others to hopefully spare them from the same pain.
Mistakes are only truly a problem if you don't learn from them.
100%. 100%. I tell people all the time, I don't regret anything I've done in life. That's not because I have not made mistakes. That's not because I don't wish I had done things a little differently sometimes when I sit there and think. I think I don't regret it because I would not be exactly right here where I am, the exact way that I am, without everything that's happened and unfolded. And I'm really comfortable and happy with the way that I go about life now.
It's kind of fucked up that all these things brought you here to a Now We Drink.
Yeah. And now we drink to that.
Your voice got so much more somber as you're like, and now we drink to that.
Yeah. We
Like,
shifted. Like, I feel like an old car that you still have to do, like, what is it? Stick shift?
Yes. Wow.
That's so, I know. Can't you? Yeah.
You're in your 20s, I know.
I'm 26.
That's in your 20s, yes?
Yeah. I can drive really well, but not stick shift. Why would I?
Well, because other parts of the world, you can't get an automatic transmission car.
Well, that's why I wouldn't be driving there. I would trust those people to drive the parts of the world they're familiar with more than me.
You didn't trust your Uber driver getting here.
No, I did not. I absolutely did not. In the first minute, I got in that car so trusting. Let's say that. I got in the car, no judgments. I'm not going to assume anything. Within 1 minute, we almost wrecked 3 times, and people were honking at us the whole time. And I kind of looked around, and I was like, all right, this might be it. This might be the time. So I started sharing my arrival time with you, and I was like, we'll see what happens.
I just assumed dude was being a creep.
No, he was actually very nice. He gave me a stick of gum, but he's just...
You took candy from strangers.
Don't you?
No.
Oh.
You literally took candy from strangers.
It's gum.
That's still candy.
Well, it was straight out of the pack. Don't hate on my guy Oscar, all right? He's just
He
out
only
here trying to
almost
make a
murdered
living.
you.
Okay, he wasn't trying. He was trying really hard to not murder me. I could tell. He was doing the whole, like, quick shifting between the hands like it's a really, really old car. And I wanted to just say, hey, dude, your car has a touch screen, so I'm pretty sure it's going to respond to all of your little adjustments. I don't know what it was, but it had it's a new car and a not new human.
Poor Oscar had some mileage on him.
Oscar might have had great grandkids to get home to, you know?
Technically, if I was irresponsible...
That's why I didn't want to say anything to Uber, because, like, what if this is how he makes his money for something? Like, I can't give him the 1 star, but also I'm a little nervous that other people will be getting in that car after me. So
I'm pretty sure they are. Generally, Uber drivers don't do 1 ride and call it quits.
No. Uber Eats, though, I've seen people do that. They get on to do the 1 order so they can steal the food. And then it's like, I have a job for a day so I can eat. Bye.
Have you done that?
Absolutely not. There's a lot of things that I've done for money in my life, but I could never do food delivery. I don't want to be in charge of other people's meals like that.
If you're just signing in to steal it, it's technically not food delivery.
I don't steal from people. I only steal from corporations. I mean, that's a rule I have in life.
You would be stealing from a corporation. Someone else is going to still bring them their food.
No, I've been on the... Somebody has stolen my food twice, and I didn't get shit. I spent $100 on food to get stolen twice.
And no one brought you a new order?
They offered me credits, but it was too late for anything else. I didn't get my food, and I wanted food. That's the main point. I wanted my food. I was hungry.
Well, yeah.
I ordered a bunch of Taco Bell for me and the homies.
How late was this that Taco Bell wasn't still open?
I mean, Taco Bell was definitely still open. I know Taco Bell's open.
Then how'd you not get more Taco Bell?
Exactly. Like, they just didn't want to give me another driver or something. I feel like years ago when I would use it, they would always default to, oh, we'll just redeliver your order. But now they default to, like, here's some credits. And I'm like, no, I actually just really want my food. Like, can you just, I'll pay for it again, even shit. Like, I just really want it here. Please?
What kind of Uber Eats delivery driver is like, yeah, Taco Bell's the one I'm stealing?
It was $50 worth of Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I have great Taco Bell orders. I customize my shit. I know all the secrets. You don't know how many times I've been up at 4 a.m. and hungry, Matt. Okay? I know Taco Bell's menu. I know. I'm like a chef in their kitchen vicariously. Customize my shit all the way. I know they enjoyed their meal, so I hope that it worked. I hope that it did something for you guys and made you feel alive or something, because I was fucking starving, as were me and my friends. We didn't want to wait another hour since it was already 2 hours of waiting at that point for the whole debacle, so we fell asleep. But I'm glad somebody ate. The way I look at it is if somebody's that down bad, let them have it.
Well, yeah.
Because I've been down bad before, but never down bad enough to steal from somebody. I don't steal from people. Maybe I'm a better person than others, but I have a hard time believing that.
Well, they probably viewed it that they were just stealing from Taco Bell and Uber.
Well, they weren't. They were stealing from me. I have 2 huskies at home I'm trying to support. One of them has a new diagnosis that's really hard. And I have a mother I'm trying to support back home and a whole ass life. So please don't steal from me. I'm not a rich porn star. I'm just a girl. PSA. Please.
Right.
But steal from Walmart. They have that in their budget. And they don't pay their employees.
Speaking of stealing from Walmart, there's been a new trend in some made the news where like Walmart was really, really prosecuting people for self-checkout thefts. I blame you for this.
Why? I don't go to Walmart.
You literally said the last time you were on here about you stealing from Walmart. You told the story.
I did not steal from Walmart. It wasn't Walmart. But Walmart is big in my home state, so I see how you would get confused.
I will go back to the tape on that.
Well, I'm pretty confident it was Kroger, so like one and the same. You know, I'm not saying it was like Staples. It was but I didn't really go to Walmart much because Walmart was where everybody from my high school would hang out. I was not liked in high school. Shocker.
It's kind of shocking, actually.
They like me now.
I wonder why.
I wonder why, too. Hi. Good to see you guys. Thanks for all the help back then.
Once again, You wouldn't be on And Now We Drink right now if it wasn't for them.
Bingo.
So why are you giving them shit? Why are you giving them
Because
shit?
I can. Because I can.
Because I gave you a platform.
Because it's fun.
I put you on camera. You're like, fuck
it doesn't haunt me at night. I don't give a shit. We've all moved on with our lives and grown up. Some of y'all have kids and whatever else you have going on for you in your mind. Hey, a lot of people in high school were kind to me. Not necessarily the people in my grade, and not many of them have stuck around, but hey, some of them love asking me to hang out now.
I wonder why.
I wonder why too. Couldn't imagine. Hi. Again. It's okay. I have no hard feelings though. I know I'm coming across really spicy. Everybody's trying to figure themselves out in their youth and high school, and everybody has their own shit, and nobody knew a damn thing about me. Nobody knew anything about my history, who I was, what my trauma was, what path I would take in life, and I wasn't very proactive in that because I was super traumatized and just trying to make it. So I don't care what happened when kids were kids. We all grew up. But it's fun to joke about now. Like, let's be real. That's funny.
I mean, they're in Arkansas. You won.
Ooh. Ooh, pig.
I said what I said.
I will say, though, as somebody who was kind of an Arkansas hater, being forced to live there, every time I go back, it's changing. It's changing. I have to credit that mostly. I think it's kind of bad. I think most of the old racist Republicans died during COVID. So my generation got to say, oh, good morning, and open all their own businesses and kind of change the city. It's like a better city for young professionals and for culture. And obviously, like my old coworkers and everyone, they have my whole heart. They still do their shows with their band, and they have their own dreams and like clothing brands, photography, like DJs, whatever they want to do, and I will fully support it, and I love going back there to be a part of it because it does feel like it's changing. So I could see myself going back to Arkansas someday. The nature is still the best that I've seen. Although
I got more.
Have you been to Arkansas though?
I have, actually. I have been to Bentonville and to Little Rock.
Those are like not the good nature. Little Rock is the city, like that's where you would probably have more shit to do, but that's not the most beautiful places. The waterfalls there are unreal. I have to give it some credit. Like, as down as I was my years there, I could just go like 10 minutes in any direction and find the most beautiful lake, pond, river, creek, mountain, whatever, and just kind of connect to the world that I'm in. So it's nice to go back to that. There's obviously not that type of nature out here in LA. You just get pew, pew, pew.
Are you kidding? We have like huge outdoor areas like fucking 10 minutes from here. Griffith Park is huge.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like scenic mountains being in your backyard type stuff.
There are no mountains in Arkansas.
The Ozarks? Are you kidding me?
It's barely in Arkansas. It's mostly Missouri.
What? Did you? If anybody... You know what, Matt? I'm not even going to say anything on that right now. I'm going to bring you back to Arkansas with me, and we're going to drive from the top of the state to the bottom, and you're going to tell me how many times you don't see a mountain. That's going to be all.
Let's see.
That's going to be the whole thing. I think.
Okay, it is in Arkansas. It is.
Yeah, it's mostly mountains.
Well, yeah.
There was a mountain behind my school. There was a mountain behind my house. There was a mountain behind my apartment. There was a mountain behind my work. And I would go to all of them to smoke and get away from life.
Sorry, I just think of Branson whenever I think of fucking the Ozarks.
Well, that's up.
Well, yeah.
Mountains go big, you know?
No.
Mountains big. Mountains go across multiple states.
Mountains big?
Mountains big.
Napster bad?
Not bad unless it's, you know...
Sorry, I'm showing my very elder millennial status. There's a whole fucking like flash animation from back in the day where they're making fun of Metallica for going after Napster, and they presented James Hetfield, who would just always be like, "Fire bad, Napster bad."
I've heard the fire bad, but I guess I didn't really know what from. I think I'm Gen Z. I'm Gen Z, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know I present as Gen Z, but I'm 20. Yeah, 98. That's Gen Z.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my sister is also Gen Z, but she's straight up a millennial. She's 95.
Yeah. Well, she is a millennial.
Really?
96 is the cutoff from being a millennial.
Okay, well, yeah, she texts me all the time. She's like, what does this mean? Hey, what does this mean? I know I'm such a millennial, but my mom actually started calling me and being like, your sister is such a millennial on TikTok. I was like, what does that mean, Mom? Because you're a borderline boomer. Be careful.
Is your mom bored?
I know she's Gen X.
You don't know your mom was born?
It's hard to do that math. I know that I think it's 67.
That would put her in Gen X?
Yeah, I know she's Gen X, and I know how old she is. But it's, for some reason, I've never, conceptually thought back to the year. We weren't close growing up, so birthdays weren't huge. But of course, every year on her birthday now, I show out. We've reconnected.
Well, you also need to, know that information for, bank documents and shit.
Well, I'm a big girl. I have all my own bank documents.
Right, but they often ask, parents' date of birth and shit like that when you're doing some paperwork.
Really?
Yeah.
My parents didn't really raise me, so I've never been asked anything about them.
I've definitely had to provide, my father and my mother's date of birth for, I think passport or some shit.
I mean, if I sit there and think about it and I'm not on a podcast, obviously it would come to me. And I'm pretty... Okay, let me do the math. If I'm... Yeah, I was correct. It's 67.
So she was 32 when you came into the world? 33?
31.
I did bad math there.
One of us did. Actually, I'm not even sure anymore, and I'm scared. I used to be good at math. In fairness, I don't use my brain a lot for the things that I do now. Not that part of my brain, at least. I used to teach math. I was a mathlete.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. Because I didn't do anything with it. I just got good grades.
Well, that's why I'm sorry.
I used it to leave.
That's why I'm sorry.
I just got good grades until I could literally go somewhere else and do anything else.
Yeah, but you could just leave and not have good grades. They're not required. They don't make you show at a checkpoint your GPA.
Yeah, but I wanted a future someday.
Then even you're here. Yeah, you're here.
I moved out on my own at 14, and I was.
You're here. Yet you're like, I wanted a future. Yet you're right here.
Hey, are you saying this isn't a good future I built for myself? Because I actually kind of like it.
Right here in this moment? Probably not.
What's so wrong with this? I'm having a free drink with a friend on a podcast. People might enjoy listening to what I have to say. And if they don't...
I'm editing out might.
Well.
They will enjoy. There's no might.
See? All right. So what's so wrong with somebody enjoying a drink with friends and entertaining the masses with it? Which I hope I do. Thank you, guys.
Stop putting out the hope. What is this hope?
I don't know.
Hope.
I don't typically... You're scaring me.
You shouldn't be scared. You have to project that there's no hope. You're confident that they're going to be fucking entertained.
I have to project that there's no hope.
Well, that's reality.
Yeah, I know.
You don't understand how much when you're like, at least we still have time. I'm like, that's all of us. I really had to stop myself when we were...
I'm forcing myself to be positive these days. I'm forcing myself to try and approach things more positively. And honestly, there is so much good in life. Let me not discredit the amazing people I have, the amazing things I've experienced, and just the amazing things I've seen in life. But also, I've been super wronged. I've been super abused, super traumatized. Every single adult that should have protected me as a child hurt me and alienated me and broke me and gave me the worst chance at my life. And I have every right to be upset about that, but I'm not. Because I'm choosing to enjoy what I'm still here to experience now. And there's just so much good. I can't sleep on it. How shitty would my friends feel if I was just nah, life sucks still, I'm out of here, when they do so much for me?
Well, they probably wouldn't be your friends.
Yeah, I adore them. I adore my friends, and they are absolutely worth living for. And I have dogs that are worth living for that need me, my little service animals, my babies. I haven't lived a single day of my adult life without them.
Why aren't you living for you?
I do. But I honestly think that my purpose on this earth is bigger than me. And not in a sense of I have a big purpose or message, but just, I don't think I'm here to live selfishly. I think I'm here to provide perspective, to teach lessons, to be someone who helps other people's dreams come true, someone who can be a helping hand. I just love being a healer and a supporter. A lot of times I have trouble figuring out what my own goals are because I focus so much on the goals of others around me. And I don't think that's a toxic thing for me personally. For a lot of people, it can be toxic, But the way that I approach it is just that I'm so thankful for all of the people in my life that still have me here, able to have the experiences I have. I don't currently have a super pressing dream or passion.
Why not?
Because I am so invested in what everybody else is doing around. And that's not to say that I don't have like little things I want to accomplish and I don't have a schedule and like.
Well, what do you want to accomplish?
Well, I can't tell you. I move in silence. That's my rule.
Boo. Boo.
I can tell you, like, it's geared towards a lot more of, like, I'm in charge of it. I am not going to be pushing myself to work for anybody else anymore. I am going to be coming out with my own very fun things very soon. I've already started coming out with, like, some content, but I'm talking about special passion projects. You guys are not ready. It's going to take me a lot of time, though, so don't get too excited. My friend told me this is such a good idea that you cannot tell other people because they're going to steal it. Because I told him, I was like, maybe if I went to somebody else with this, they would help me fund it and get it together and make it faster. And he was like, no, don't do that. You have the exact picture of what it is in your brain, and I trust your vision. Don't tell anybody this. Hold it close to your heart and make it happen on your own time. When it comes out, it's going to be amazing.
Or you could go rob a bank and just pay for it.
I would love to, but... I've never robbed a bank before, so I'm lacking in the experience.
Well, how else are you going to do it?
I might botch it.
There's only one way to find out.
There is, but I think the risk is greater than the reward there because we're either talking get everything you want or a lifetime in prison, maybe?
They don't put people in prison for life for bank robbery.
It depends what happens during the bank robbery. Knowing me, I'm going to fight tooth and nail to not go to prison.
Don't bring a gun, just bring a note.
I don't need a gun.
Then how are people going to die?
I'm mentally ill with pent-up rage.
Yeah, but you also weigh like 100 pounds.
I'm 10 for 10 on fights, and I've started 0 of them, and none of them have been women or weaker than me.
Well, guess what? You would have to start this one. You're the one robbing the bank.
What, in your mind, I never agreed to rob this bank.
Well, I know. I'm trying to convince you.
How about you rob a bank?
I don't need to do it. My dream's already happening.
You drink to that. Well, no, I don't want to rob a bank. I'm perfectly fine being along for the journey and along for the ride. Because we never know where life will end. It could end tomorrow or it could end in 30 years. You never know. Like, having these timed goals and stuff is nice in theory, but I just don't think that's how I'm supposed to live because I know that I could die at any moment.
And rob the bank tomorrow.
Or get this, I could live an honest, compassionate life, enjoying my time to the fullest every single day until the day that I croak, not caring when that is. And I can do everything that I want to do and build to be as successful as I want. And if it's cut short, fuck it. And if it's not, cool. I'm here for the ride. Adaptability is my superpower.
So tomorrow we're robbing a bank?
I can't answer that question. This is recorded.
It won't be released by tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure it could still be used in court.
Oh, definitely.
So, no comment? I'm so sorry. I have memory gaps. I black out. I'm like Dory from Nemo. Yeah, no, we never talked about that. We never made these plans. Nobody on the internet heard anything.
Of course not.
Nobody on the internet has seen me naked? What?
Oh, of course not.
I'm leaked? No, I'm not.
I don't think it's leaking when you post it yourself.
I don't remember that. I do not recall. What is the Justin Bieber? I do not recall.
Well, I mean, we could go back down your Twitter timeline. I'm sure we could find something.
I do not recall.
Okay, well, I guess I will have to go down your Twitter timeline and be like, well, there's penetrative sex. There's penetrative sex. Been led to believe there's been a camera and penetrative sex in your life once or twice.
I do not recall.
Well, that's a bummer. I'm sure, like, your scene partners feel really good about that.
No, I love my scene partners. Mwah. Some of you.
It's like, I love my scene.
Most of you, actually. Let me say that. I'm not throwing shade at people there. Most of you. Most of you are good people.
I just don't remember what your penis feels like.
My penis?
No, there.
It's epic.
I was talking for you. You don't remember this.
I mean, if we're being honest, no. I remember what a penis feels like inside me, and I know like size range differences, but like they all kind of blend into the same after a certain amount of time, unless you're connecting with someone on a deeper level than that.
So like once they're making eye contact and being like, oh, look.
You think eye contact is the only thing that does it for me? No, you need a lot
I have no idea what does it for you. What does it for you? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
You and I have never been intimate. I have no idea.
True. There's not like a special template. I'm a very weird person. I guess some people say it's because I'm an Aquarius. Some people say it's because I'm traumatized. I just think I'm me.
Or it could be both.
I think it's a combination of everything I am. My mental illness, my trauma, my background, my Aquariusness, and just the fucking way that I am in general. And the way that I choose to be is odd, and it's different from most people. They have a hard time conceptualizing it or trusting it. I've had people be like, I don't actually think you're as cool as you're being right now. I'm like, no, I promise you. Like, this is all it is. And they're like, no, I feel like there's more going on in your head. And I'm like, no, there's not. Promise. I told you everything. And they're like, okay, well, just keep me updated. I'm like, all right. Planned on that. I was probably just gonna nope out of here as soon as it changed in my mind. Anyways, because I know how to Irish exit like a lady, all right? But I mean, connection is very different with every person. Like some people you can connect like if you hold their hand a certain way or if you do get a certain eye contact look. I'm a very deep person. I can feel the feelings of other people most of the time. I put a lot of thought into being considerate and deep and thoughtful and connecting with people at where they're at and really seeing their essence. I don't know, this all sounds kind of kooky, but yeah, I think it just looks different every time. And I really like connecting with people on their level that they're comfortable with. And some people are too closed off for that to happen during a shoot. I know that I'm usually closed off during shoots because I'm there for business and work. I'm not there for enjoyment unless somebody can click something in me.
Oh.
You always get the same version of me, which is just me.
I know.
Pretty much everybody gets the same version of me. I mean, sometimes I'm playing a role, but for like 20 minutes, and then I'm me again. I can act. I'm a great actress. I know you guys haven't seen much of that because they like the versus the scripts, but I don't know. I was kind of thinking about trying to do more acting, but I did also just get this hand tattoo, which I assume Netflix will not be calling me anytime soon since I have that.
I mean, they're right around the corner. We could go knock on their door. We could ask.
What should I say? Hey, this is my friend Matt. We do podcasts occasionally. He says I have a chance. Would you maybe give me an audition?
I think that's the move.
Or should I just offer to suck somebody's dick? Because I've never, ever fucked my way to the top in my career, and I kind of don't want to. But for Netflix, like, maybe.
I mean, Netflix isn't that prestigious anymore.
I'm kidding. By the way, before somebody says that, no, I will not suck dick for my career.
No, anal, obviously.
No!
What, you want to take a strap-on to an executive to improve your career?
Why a strap-on? Does he not have a dick?
I'm saying you bang him.
Wait, oh, he gets the anal?
Yeah.
Oh, deal.
Why is it always about your asshole?
Ask the masses. That fucking commenting on my Instagram every day. Anal, please. Anal, please. No. Can nothing be for me? Can nothing be for me? Can nothing be on my own time or when I decide?
Are you having a bunch of butt sex in real life?
Absolutely not. I am an anal virgin. I haven't even gotten a finger up there because I have not met a single person in my life that has convinced me that I can trust them with exploring that part of me safely.
Not even your doctor?
Are doctors supposed to check girls' assholes? Because I've definitely never had mine checked.
I mean, colon cancer.
I mean, other than like swabs and testing, but
colon cancer is still a thing.
I could have that, I guess.
You could.
I doubt it.
What? You're a medical professional?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if I had a cancer, I would say it would probably be more ovarian or breast or brain or lung.
It could spread to your colon.
It could. All right, guys. I'm going to go get checked for cancer after this.
This is going to put the scope right in you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Deeper, Daddy.
It's not fun.
See what you're going to see.
I've had a colonoscopy. It was not fun.
I imagine not.
It's a really weird experience.
I have different health issues that don't require colonoscopies, but are equally uncomfortable and upsetting and horrible. But I've been on a really great health streak lately, so I can't complain.
That's why we have a wood table now.
So I can say oh my God, okay. It's almost, we are like exactly 1 month away from it being 4 years since I've been in the industry. And I have not once popped dirty. I have not once gotten an STD or an STI. I am so lucky. I really don't want to get one. I'm really going to just keep knocking on this wood. Okay. Yeah. But I feel like I've been really careful with my health. And I really appreciate all of the scene partners that I've worked with for not doing that to me and being careful about their health too. So everybody who says that porn stars are dirty, no, I've still never had an STD in my entire life. And I didn't even have sex education. Just be smart.
Well, thanks. I've had an STD. Thanks.
It's very common. It happens. I'm shocked that I haven't. Truly, truly shocked to my core.
Well, you just implied that like I wasn't being smart.
Oh, no. Even if you are smart, there's still gray areas and little things that can happen. But for the most part, if you're smart, you can avoid them. For the most part, there's still little things. There's innocent little things that happen. Like shit happens.
Unprotected sex feels a lot better.
Well, yeah, I think I was telling a guy like yesterday, like I haven't, out of all the times I've had sex, 4 years of being a porn star and then my personal life on top of it, I've really only used condoms consistently with like one guy. Because I've always been in long-term relationships before porn where it's like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
Fuck me raw. It's the same me it was 3 years ago. Fuck me raw.
It's not the same you that it was 7 years ago, though.
In what sense?
Oh, your body, it's new cells every 7 years.
Oh, yeah, no. I know what you're talking about. I read that, like, where it actually helped me get over, like, a traumatic experience. Because they were like, hey, your skin cells every 7 years completely regenerate. And I was like, oh my God, so in 7 years, I will be wearing a new skin sac that this motherfucker has never touched. That's amazing.
Yep. Cell regeneration is a process of replacing damaged cells with new cells, healthy ones. Sometimes, there's errors in the replication. That's where cancer actually comes from.
Wait, hold on. We're back to cancer?
We're always on cancer.
Why? That's terrible. It's a terrible place to be.
That's life.
Yeah. Life sucks, but life is also great. That's the fucking dichotomy of it all. Like, you can either have the worst time ever or the best time ever, and a lot of it isn't in your hands. Sometimes, like, life really does just be shitting on you, and everybody who's like, well, just be positive, like, fuck you, no, shut up. They're going through a hard time, and they get to go through that hard time. Let them go through that. Let them be negative about that. They will come back up on the other side if they can, but that fucking sucks. Do you want to be going through that? Then shut up.
Just be positive is something stupid people say.
Yeah, and I've even had friends like that are normally pretty on it, and they're like, well, you need to stop talking about the negative thing. And I'm like, if I can't talk about what's hurting me in my life to my best friend, do I even have a fucking best friend? Well, like, I get to be realistic and I get to vent to you about the things that are going on without killing myself. Like, I'm still here. I'm still willing to give it another go tomorrow and be positive tomorrow. But today, I feel fucking awful. Can I feel awful today?
Definitely. But the podcast isn't over. Don't judge tomorrow before the podcast is over.
Well, I think tomorrow's going to be a great day. I personally have had a pretty good day. I mean, I've gotten some hard news this week. Ugh, I hate that I did that.
And now you're drawing attention to it.
I am, because it should be drawn attention to. Anyways, I got some hard news this week. And it's been hard to deal with. And when I was going to my usual testing, like, I passed out because I've just been so stressed out and distraught over it all. But at the end of the day, I have also made new connections with really great people, and I've stayed connected with really great people. I'm here hanging out with you right now. I haven't gotten to do this in a hot minute.
I know. Like, whose fault is that?
Probably mine.
Oh, definitely yours.
Fair. I'll take it. But
when it got Korean barbecue without me.
Listen. I was high as shit. My friend was like, I need this right now. And I was like, shit, okay. I mean, I was going to go with Matt, but it's been like 1.5 years of us saying this.
Not for my lack of trying.
We just didn't text for a bit because we were both busy, I thought.
Well, there's that.
But then I see you when I'm out and I'm like, there he is. Yeah. I'm not the best at keeping up with people on the phone because I just have so much going on all the time. Like I'm constantly calling doctors and my dog's doctors and my family and my nephew blows up my phone and my friends and business.
I see. I need fancy letters in front of my name before you.
No. All this to say, it's just like I don't spend a lot of time on my phone going like, who haven't I reached out to in a bit? And maybe that's bad of me, but
I'm busting your balls.
Harder.
Not on this show.
I don't have balls.
I don't know that.
I have balls.
I don't know that.
Okay.
I am not a doctor. I don't know.
I did go to nursing school for a while.
Okay, so you're more of an authority on your balls or not?
I mean, I have more of an authority by default because it's my body. But I'm pretty sure you can Google if I have balls or not.
No. CGI is amazing these days.
You think they're paying to do CGI on all my scenes? That's hilarious.
Could be.
You think they'd pay that much money for me when they've got these girls that'll do anything? Look, I'm a lot of great things and I am good at what I do, but I'm not everybody's brand. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not the everything girl. I'm not the nympho girl. I actually like fucking you. I actually like connecting with you. I actually enjoy other women. I'm not just gay for pay. So when you just want me to like blow bubbles and do tricks and stuff, like, yeah, that looks cool on camera and shit, but who the fuck is this for?
Somebody. They wouldn't be making it if somebody wasn't buying it.
Well, yeah, I know that. But all that to say, they could pay a girl less money than me to have, like, to do whatever they want versus CGI in it.
Well, it obviously wasn't a real thought.
Well, I would hope not. But if we're exploring every avenue and being devil's advocate here.
I'm just saying ridiculous things because that's what I do sometimes.
Really?
You didn't realize that?
Well, did you know that sometimes I have sex?
No.
For money?
No.
On camera?
I thought you paid people.
Wild life, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought you were the one paying people for sex.
Ouch. Ouchie.
Wait. That's fucked up. Like, it's an ouch if you had to pay for it, but it's not an ouch that people pay you? That's fucked up. Are you saying that you'd be less than if you had to pay for it?
I'm just saying, like, if someone's qualifying me as, like, an attractive person and I still have to pay for sex, what does that say about my personality and my abilities?
What are you saying, only uggos have to pay for it?
No. Hold on. We've gone in a lot of different directions.
On this show? Never.
All right, let's make another left turn. Say something random.
We don't want to explore you having to pay for sex anymore?
I have never paid for sex, and I don't plan on it, but I don't judge people who do.
What are you going to do with your bank money?
What money?
The bank money you steal.
I'm going to save my dog's life with it. And then I'm going to retire my mother, and then I'm going to buy a bungalow on an island and invite all my favorite people there to live in a happy little community. Not a cult, a community. Because there's no religion, nobody has to worship me or even be thankful. Just fucking vibe. Right? It's not a cult.
All right. So that's not what you're spending your money on.
Not a cult. Wink. Will you wink for me? Because I can't wink. Because like I've been able to wink before, but it's so hit or miss that I would hate to try and not be here forever.
Oh, it will be forever.
Oh, a lot of things are on the internet forever.
Everything's on the internet forever.
My everything's on the internet forever for sure.
Everyone's internet is there forever.
No, I mean my physical everything is on the internet forever.
100%.
Are you naked on the internet?
I am not.
See?
And very consciously chose to never be naked on the internet.
I never wanted this, but it paid my bills better than my last job, so fuck it.
I have never even sent a dick pic. Not once.
You know what? I actually just feel closer to you now knowing that.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like people who send... I mean, like, if someone asks for it or if it's the thing, like, fine, I'm not judging. But also, when it's people's automatic thought of, like, like, my automatic thought is never send a pussy pic. That's, like, the last thing you should see. If we're being honest, genitals kind of look like they're beautiful and they're interesting. They kind of, like, they're not the most attractive part of you, you know?
Oh, for sure.
So if you're just looking at that and you're like, yeah, I could see myself going in there. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck goes on in your brain, bro? Like, what the fuck type of imagination do you have? Because I'm just like, oh, cool, it's my girl's pussy. Like, and I click through. There's never a thing as like, look at that pink dripping.
Well, like,
what?
Oh no, I appreciate when women send me nudes. I appreciate that shit.
Well, yeah, because well, actually, let me not assume. Why do you appreciate when women send you nudes?
Well, because it's like, oh, you're horny, you're thinking about me, you want to share that.
Okay, yeah, see the thought behind it and the whole thing. Like, if I send one, it's like, oh, like, let me be posed all cute in my bed, like, aesthetic, just for you. That's the cute part for me, not just the...
Say you were talking to multiple dudes, and you sent the same... Say. And you sent the same nude to me and another dude, and, like, your roster. You sent the same nude, you were lazy about it, you sent the same nude to your roster.
It's happened.
Cool.
Not for me.
I'm sure it has happened.
It's happened. Not for me, but it's happened.
Right. And if I found out that same nude went to another dude, it'd be like, that's less meaningful at that point.
Sure. Unless you're into that type of thing.
I am not. So for me...
I can get that from you. I personally am kind of into that type of thing.
Well,
I was like, oh wait, who else did you send the nude to? Like, can we be in a group chat? I want to be in the group chat.
That's the reason, like, I'm down with non-monogamy, but not polyamory.
Okay. I'm following.
It's like, oh, physical gratification, multiple people, that's fine. That's well and good. When, like, there's actual feels involved, I'm not looking to share.
Sure. I'm kind of weird. I approach love a little differently. Like, I deeply love everybody in my life. I deeply love my friends. Like, I love them. Like, I will cuddle love you. But it doesn't necessarily mean like I would ever date you or marry you or like, if you have a crush on somebody else, I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. I'm just going to enjoy the time that we have together for what it is and then move on. Well, I'm just able to connect with people with where they're at and enjoy it for what it is and take that and move on.
Well, having someone else having a crush on someone else, that doesn't bother me either because, like, you have agency. Like, I don't get to call dibs on a human. So it's like, oh, we're not connected there?
Do you not?
What?
Tell it for them again. You don't get to call dibs on a human?
Correct.
Whoa.
Well, and like...
It's amazing how that solves most of the problems in people's brains.
Right. But like dudes just culturally, in my experience, are just like, oh, you saw her first, you called dibs, and like don't want to violate the bro code of like, no, man, she gets to choose. Like, I'm sure I've told this story on air before, but like a couple years back, and she's still a dear friend of mine. There was a girl I was into. We were hanging out a little bit, and one of my buddies came into town, and like we went to where she was bartending. We hung out. They hit it off a lot better, and I could see the chemistry. And he's just like, "But you're into her." I'm like, "Yeah," and she is into you.
Yep.
So
this is how life goes sometimes.
But I wouldn't. And he's trying to be a good friend. In his mind, he's like, "I'm trying to dude." I'm like, "I don't work like that, man. Like, you're into her, she's into you. I'd be a shit friend to both of you to be like, no, you can't do that." Like, that is real shitty and selfish. You can't call dibs.
No, you can never, ever dictate what another person feels. The only thing you can do is control your own reactions to the information and the input that you're getting. Like, oh no, like my friend keeps fucking with my feelings. Like they keep fucking with me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, why are they your friend? Think about that for a second. What are you doing here? What interactions are you giving them? What time and thought are you putting into this? Like, how much do you have riding on another person's decisions? You need to be in charge of how you feel. You need to be in charge of all of your own reactions to every situation. That is how you enjoy your life. Did things hurt and sting and suck sometimes? Yes. But ultimately, you have to be able to move forward from that and just say, that person was not where I'm at. We didn't match up.
Right.
It's time to regroup.
100%.
Because there's so much more enjoyment waiting for you. People who are actively seeking you out that want to spend time with you, maybe.
Exactly.
Probably. Most likely.
Exactly. And, it's also one of those things like, it doesn't matter if there's history involved or not. people change, people grow apart. And sometimes you just got to let that fucking happen.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I have someone in my life, like, I've had a lot of different types of relationships with. Like, it's evolved from all sorts of things, but at this point, like, oh, I just broke my nail. Cool. Did you hear it?
I did. I don't think they heard it on mic, but...
Probably not. Yeah, I broke my nail. It's okay.
It's so intense to just break a nail.
I broke my pinky this week, so I broke my nail with it. And you can see, it's like super...
Why are you not have that set?
Because I didn't go to the doctor, because I've broken that pinky a lot of times. I've had a lot of bones and pinkies broken over time. So I didn't feel it. Well, but I had work.
Stand it up.
Well, but that doesn't do it. It's already crooked.
You don't want it growing back like all like mutiny.
It already did grow back mutiny. The other one did too. Mutiny. Oh man, mutiny makes me think pirates. I love pirates. I know this is a huge left turn in conversation, but my life dream for what I wanted to be when I grow up that everybody asked me, I wanted to be an assassin. I wanted to be like Assassin's Creed type pirate motherfucker. I wanted to be a Skyrim, like walking around with my warhammer. I want to just take shitty people out like Dexter, you know? I don't want to kill people for fun. I don't have psychotic tendencies. But people who hurt other people, I'm so over it.
But everyone hurts everyone else.
Well, sure, to an extent. But I'm talking about the people who take it way too far. The people who abuse children. The people that, like, murder.
Obviously those people got to go.
Yeah, like, fuck them. They're talking about, well, everybody has free will and you can just put them in prison. Honestly, no. Every soul has to fight to be on this earth. And if you're a shitty soul, I want to take you out. Fuck you. Leave our kids alone. Leave the people alone. Leave them all alone.
I'm right there with you, like, on the children front, because, children are born innocent.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, don't deserve to be murdered. That was a double negative, I know.
See, we're going into gray areas. I'm talking about straight up people who become like a Ted Bundy type, you know?
Well, yeah, but...
Those girls didn't ask for anything. They didn't do anything. They agreed to help a dude with crutches to his car, so they got killed. Well, that motherfucker, I would have had a really fun time with, and he'd still be alive today.
Well, that's why you don't help people.
I'd still be having fun with him.
This is why you don't help people.
I do help people, just not in that way because it's not legal.
No, I meant, like, don't help people with shit into their car.
Oh, yeah, no. As a woman, no. Why do you think I got this hand tattoo? Because you're way less likely to be sex trafficked if you have recognizable tattoos. Also, I have a plan for it, and I'm working it up into something, but I didn't want to go too crazy because I got this one and this one and this one all, like, in the same week, and I was like, let me chill. But they were important for my growth. They meant a lot to me. This one is actually... You want to hear them? So me and my best friend, we're a little bit insane. And I think a great example of this is that the day of, we were like, hey, let's go get a best friend tattoo. We did not think out what we wanted. And we're like, you know what? What do we both agree on? Like maybe a moth. Sure, yeah. Let's get it like right here. Sure, yeah. Fuck it. We panicked. We just on the spot because we were already at the tattoo shop. One day we just kind of looked at each other. It was probably like 2 weeks later. And we were just kind of both looking at our tattoos. We were like, I kind of wanted something else here. Like I have now planned out my full sleeve and I really want something else. And she was looking at me and she's like, yeah, maybe she sends me a tattoo removal shop.
Don't do it.
This is how insane me and my best friend are. We went and got best friend tattoos on a whim together. And now we're looking at tattoo removal places together while we are actively planning our next best friend tattoo.
Don't get it removed. Don't do it.
Honestly, I think it's too much of a process for me. I don't blame her if she wants to remove it, but I think I could turn mine into what I want still.
Well, also, like, this is my own mentality on tattoos. It's a representation of where you were at the time when you got it.
Yeah.
It's a physical reminder of, like, this is where I was when I got this tattoo. So to remove that, for better or for worse, is trying to remove where you were at that moment.
Valid.
Like, I have a tattoo I'm not super in love with, but, it reminds me of where I was at the time.
I just know, like, I put a lot of thought in other ones. And like this hand one came from my brain. Like I kind of like worked with my artist on it to cover up some other tattoos that I had that no longer served me. And I knew that I was going to work it up into something special. And now I just can't help but feel like this one is a little in the way. But I also really do want to work it in there because it's just like, you know what? Like, what a kooky week for me to have done that. Because we both knew we wanted a best friend tattoo. We could have been planning that for the past 3 years, 4 years we've been friends. But no, we waited until we were there in front of the guy and we were like, I don't know. So I kind of do just want to transform it a little. Honestly, my problem is I hate this empty space right here. But I have plans. You'll see.
Okay.
But I love tattoos. I think they're very special and meaningful. I covered up the ones that I had before because they weren't super well done. And I don't know. They were just super faded. I had broken my fingers a bunch of times, so some of them were really crooked.
Stop fingering so hard.
Can't. I love women. Women are my weakness. Oh my God. Same. You know the last time I saw you at the birthday party? Mm-hmm. That is literally the reason that I will no longer go to a bar with cash on me because I went to that bar with 20s. And I go up there and that bartender was fine. You remember her. Mm-hmm. She's beautiful.
They all were. There's 3 of them. They're all real cute.
Yeah, she got ready that night. The one who was mainly helping me, she got ready that night. Like, oh my God. Girl, you got more ready than I did. And this is your work and this is my birthday party. Like, I should have showed out. I was handing her 20s for my drinks. My $13 drinks. And I just felt so bad asking a beautiful woman for change that I was like, keep the change. So I'm tipping $7 on $13 drinks all night. And
Did she at least comp you some drinks?
No. But I go home.
That guy tipping? She's a horrible bartender.
Hey, let me say this though. The first few drinks I got for free. Somebody else brought them over to the table. So I was already a little tipsy and fun when I went to go give her my business. But I went home and I was like, you know what? I really hope it blessed that girl. I hope she went home and she's like, oh my God, I made so much more in tips. Like, maybe I can go on a vacation or buy something for my mom or like, however it blessed her life. I hope the fuck it did. Because I'm hurting. I was hurting for my dog to save my dog's life a little bit ago. I could have used that, but the universe will bring it back. The universe brings it back.
Yeah, that's the problem with you.
But yeah, pretty bartenders are my weakness.
They're most people's weakness. That's why they work.
Maybe I should be a bartender. Do you think I would make more as a bartender? Probably not, because I don't have the patience for.
Yeah, could you imagine dealing with stupid drunk dudes hitting on you as you're trying to do your job?
Yeah. Do you know all the jobs I've had?
Right. But do you want to do that now?
Do I want to? No. No. Easy. No.
There you go. There's your answer.
I would straight up rather sit on my couch and rot. I would rather just sit there and wait for death to take me than get back on that hamster wheel. That specific one, fuck right off.
Well, then you just answered your own fucking question.
Yeah, I guess I did. What was the question? I'm kidding.
I'm Matt.
I'm Delilah. How's your day?
Interesting.
I'm so sorry.
Well,
that wasn't positive. You said interesting. You're supposed to be like good or great.
This is unscripted. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Oh, right. Forgot. Wait, script change.
Don't say that. The comment section doesn't understand what unscripted means sometimes.
How?
Oh, I get idiots.
Can they not Google the word? I'm sorry, like no shade if you're one of those people, but
no, I legitimately occasionally get people commenting and be like, yo, why didn't she say this? Because she gave her honest reaction to the conversation.
It didn't come up.
Right. It didn't come up. Or she gave her honest reaction to the conversation. Or because it's not fucking scripted.
Why didn't she? That reminds me of that dude online that's been like haunting a bunch of girls about like they insert the dick with the wrong hand in his opinion. He's like, you lefty ass line bitch. You didn't put it in with the right hand. He makes more accounts to say that stuff. Like, if you're that guy, sorry, hi. I know you haven't haunted me yet and I hope you still don't, but what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Because who the fuck pays attention to what hand you're inserting? Like, the dick is going in. That's the whole point, right?
Could you imagine, like, if that dude ever gets laid in real life and some girl goes to put it in with the wrong hand, like, in real life? He's like, bitch, how dare you?
No, somebody who will make 5 accounts to haunt my friend about, like, you're lying about being right-handed because I saw you insert it with the left hand. Sometimes camera angles and comfortability just let you use the other hand, you know? Sometimes it's not like we're writing a will or something, okay? It's a quick motion.
Right.
You can do that with any hand you want.
It's hell. I believe some people do it with feet at times.
I Google that later.
Actually, I'm sure somebody like
I'm sure. Of course,
I mean, it may not be going into their own with their feet, but I'm sure they may be helping someone insert.
You're sure, or you know? What have you seen, Matt?
Lots of things.
I'm intrigued.
But now I want to call a friend over and we make some magic later. Not with my penis. We'll just call 2 friends.
Which friends?
I don't care.
It heavily depends on which friends, but it's a tentative yes.
I have cameras. I don't care about the rest of it.
Okay. Can I pick the friends?
Well, I mean, you probably should.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a really great circle. I've edited it a lot. I'm really in love with them.
I love being on the outer fringes of it.
What? You're not on the outer fringes.
I'm not even in it. Jeez.
He's not. I'm kidding. You are. Look, if I talk to you, if I'm willing to come to your house,
You came to my house without ever meeting me.
Did I?
The first time,
Is that how we met?
First time in person, yeah.
Wow. Well, my PR guy at the time, I guess, told me, not even PR guy, somebody I knew was like, you should do this. And I was like, oh, that looks fun. Okay.
Yeah, that's how.
Okay. Well, regardless, at this point now in my life, I've done a lot of cleaning house. I've done a lot of editing. And if you're still around, that means you're cool.
Well, you also didn't bring like a bodyguard this time. So the first time you brought a friend to sit in.
Oh, yeah, because she was staying with me. Yeah. She's not a bodyguard. She's my little hellion.
Oh, no, she's cool.
She's great.
And, like, obviously.
I didn't want to leave her alone at my house for 2 hours. So I was like, here, come see what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know if it's going to be a disaster or not. You can find out with me.
Exactly. And, like, I'm never going to be like, no, don't bring someone to feel comfortable coming into a strange man's house.
Yeah, I was like, she'll be quiet. I just, like, don't want to leave her.
Yeah, and obviously I had no problems with it. Like, my only gripe ever when someone brings someone with for the show is, like, if they're not quiet or if it's going to be a significant other that's going to negatively, like, impact.
Yeah. Can I bring my boyfriend?
And, that's happened, and it's been absolutely fine. But it's also happened where,
like, it's not fine.
Where it's super not fine, where, like, they feel very sheltered or, like, closed off because their boyfriend's sitting in the room.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
How was that, by the way?
That was a great drink. Little Moscow Mule. Hee-haw, hee-haw. Can they hear the pour?
I don't know. We'll see in post.
Is that like a ASMR aesthetically pleasing thing? I'm curious. I've never like looked into ASMR, and I'm not doing that.
Please don't.
Clear.
I hate that.
We already established that's not happening. But like a drink pouring, I could vibe with that real quick. But like the girls that are like, I'm not even gonna do it because I don't want to fall into the trap.
Well, and
they like scratch the mic, and I'm like, how the fuck are y'all making more money than me? Like I'm literally blowing my back out on camera, and you're going
because they can do it on platforms where it's socially acceptable to be there for everybody.
Okay, well, I'm on socially acceptable platforms, but I'm still not considered socially acceptable because you can Google things I've done on other platforms.
Yeah, but
so ouchie.
But you're also not doing things on those platforms that are monetized like that.
Thanks. Do you still have some? You want to cheers?
Yeah, we can do that.
Thank. Oh, yeah.
You spilled.
I totally did. I got excited.
Now she's wet.
It does happen on camera, guys.
Wrong show. Wrong show.
Or is it the right show?
Nope. Nope.
I'm fucking with you. I have to fuck with you.
Nope. Oh, yes. Actually, that part, yes.
Click. Had to buzz my roommate in.
Fucking with me is fine. I just, I have a very big distaste for the shows that are like, we're a podcast, just no, you're set up for a scene.
I know it's not that, which is why I can fuck with you freely. Because if I knew it was a scene, I'd be like waiting for it to happen, dreading it low key. Because I would love to just talk.
Wow, Delilah. You're like, oh, if we were performing together, I would just be sitting here dreading it.
I was talking about podcasts like that in general. You're the one who made it about you.
Yeah, I'm the one sitting here hosting the show. So yes, I made it about me. Wow.
Okay, fair point.
Wow.
But no, I was just trying to make the point of like, if I know that that's what it is, if I know you're hiring me to fuck and stuff, like I know you don't care about what I have to say. I know you don't care about what my actual personality is. And the whole thing just feels dead to me. And I'll do whatever you want, I guess. Let me do my job and collect my check.
Yay.
Sad little check. Woo. This, oh my God. Do you guys actually want to hear what I have to say? I feel like I need to say something more important than I've been saying.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I don't get handed a microphone often.
This is not like
I have a lot of good, great, deep thoughts, but are they coming to me right now? Maybe.
Well, I mean, do you want to share a deep thought with the class?
There's matches that say deeper on the table.
There are.
I could go deeper, I guess, like they say.
Yeah, I don't think that one hit.
It didn't. No, I wasn't trying to make it hit. That was literally what came out of my Well, okay. Something deep.
I'm just putting you on the spot, like, yes.
No.
Give us your thesis.
Honestly,
give us your thesis,
yeah, no,
Delilah.
You want something deep? I got you, okay? None of us knows what happens tomorrow. None of us knows what happens when we die. To judge each other based on what we may believe or may not believe is so fucking stupid. To impose other people's morality or rules of life on each other is so fucking stupid. I think the whole point of life is to sit here on the planet that you're put on this fucking planet with. Like, we're all here together right now. And that's the one constant that we know. If we were meant to know more, we would know more.
Not
so
necessarily.
how about, all right, okay. But, you know, the one thing we know we have is each other. There's no reason for us to be awful to each other. There's no reason for us to judge each other based on how we sleep at night or get through the days or what we want to believe to feel comfortable or uncomfortable or what.
Well, so there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack everywhere in me.
Well, okay. But on that particular statement, some people's motivations, a lot of times people are judging to try to fit in.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, if I
bring this other person, somehow convinced that fitting in is what you're supposed to do.
Right. Well, because we are social animals.
We're social animals, but we can thrive off of our differences too.
I agree, but it takes a large degree of self-confidence to do that.
Sure, yeah. But one that we should all have.
Should and do are two.
Should and do are two. Yes.
Very different things. So, if you're indoctrinated into whatever your, community, societal norms are, and you feel like, oh, shitting on this person for their differences from my tribe will allow me to be more socially acceptable within my tribe. Or people do it just to, like, try to feel morally superior. Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying any of this is right. I'm just...
No, yeah, it happens. You see it on, like, an easy platform. Like, everyone told me I needed to get big on TikTok because of what I do. I don't really get TikTok. But people love to hate on TikTok. They love to be like, cringy bop, or like, da-da-da-da-da, whatever, because they think it's, like, funny and it's a gotcha comment and it'll get them some clout. But honestly, like, I will never, ever understand the mentality behind putting another person down for your own good. Like, the world is not a slice of pie. It is the oven. You can make as many pies as you want and divvy them out from wherever you want. You can make whatever type of pie you want. It's not limited what we have on this earth. I know I said this type of thing last time I was on here, that the world is not a slice of pie, and I will stand by that. We can all have our enjoyment. We can all have things we want. We can all enjoy different parts of each other and the things that make us unique without putting it down. And if it doesn't fit into somebody else, that's more than okay. Find your people it fits in with.
But what if your joy is, oppressing other people?
Then you're a fucked up person and you need help. Like, quite honestly, like, I typically don't generalize like that of like, oh, you need help, because everybody's different. But
well, no, everyone needs help.
If the only way that you get through is by putting other people down, there's something really fundamentally hurt in you and you need to heal that. Like, I'm so sorry for whatever brought you to that point, genuinely, and I hope you heal. But I need you to not go out into the world with that energy, because there is enough happening in this world. Look around you, look at the news, Google anything. It's not pretty most of the time. It's really hurtful what we're all doing to each other just to be like feel like we're alive. And sad. Like, why can't we all, like, once upon a time, didn't we all used to dance around the fire or some shit? Come on. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I'm hoping.
No. Well, small tribes danced around the fire, and then another tribe tried to come and murder them for their resources.
Yep.
Because that's the fucked up part about, like,
anytime humans are introduced to anything, it's fucked up, which is the sadness of it all. Because without humanity, there is nothing to talk about. There is none of us. But we fuck it up.
A couple hundred years ago, which is only like 5 people back. When you figured the average human lifespan is like 70 years, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So at 70 years back, at 5, that's 350 years ago. It was socially acceptable to just be like, you know what?
To lobotomize women.
Well, not even that. Like, hey, you know that territory right there? We want that.
Yep.
We don't give a fuck if other people are living there already.
Yep.
Ours. Yoink.
Yeah. Absolutely. The things we've let slide for centuries. Oh my God. Like, if I were on... like, imagine if Bestie got on her period today and they lobotomized her. That's really... Like, it took nothing back then. Times have changed a lot.
Well, you'd be someone else's property right now.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't be alone in a room together without your owner.
Oh, me being 26 and unmarried, like even like 50 years ago, they'd be like, burn this girl. What the fuck is she doing? She must be a witch. Like, who fucking knows what they would do to me?
So 50 years ago is like the 70s. I think you'd still be okay at that point.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the 70s were down with the shits, but I would not venture all the way to 60s.
Oh, no, in the 60s, I don't think
I'm not a 60s type of lady, in case you can't tell by my entire self.
Well, so like by the early, like, because that's where second wave feminism really kicked off, was like late 60s, free love, all that fun shit.
We love acid for that.
But early 60s, I don't think you could legally open a bank account on your own.
Nope. Could not. Nope. Couldn't do anything. I mean, I was looking at stuff to be considered insane in like the 50s and 60s. And it's everything. It's everything that's normal, not even just for women, for people. People have mood swings sometimes. People have hormones being off. Like, even if there's something wrong with their thyroid, like, their hormones get off. Who fucking knows? As we age, we change too. Lobotomy. Nowadays, It's like, oh, maybe they just did too much acid. Let's just leave them alone.
What's too much?
I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. I'll let you know when I reach that point.
Excellent. But will you know? I don't think you'll know if you've reached that point.
Everyone else will.
Fair.
Everyone else will.
Let me go hit the group text real quick and ask them. Has Delilah gone too far?
Has anybody heard a coherent thought from Delilah in the past 6 months? Is it maybe time to interfere? No. But honestly, I'm good.
Well, and to dial it back on the comment section, all that shit. I have said this multiple times. Happy, successful people don't have time to bring other people down.
Correct. I am far too busy wanting to see my friends succeed. Like, do I have haters? I'm sure I do. If I'm naked on the internet, I'm positive somebody has negative things to say about me. And I'm positive that I am not the peak woman form. I don't think that I am perfection. I don't think that...
Perfection doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's just fucking different. Like, I don't think I'm like peak perfection or I'm the only thing of my kind out there. You can find a chick with small tits anywhere you want. But, if we're being honest... But, like, do I have time to go through all that? No. I have no idea if people hate me online. They might, but I have no idea.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just inevitable. But the reason I don't seek that out or look at it is because I know that other people's comments will never dictate the way that I live or the way that I feel. If I feel insecure, that's because I woke up feeling insecure. But I'm busy. I'm busy doing better for me and mine. I'm busy working up for myself and my family and my friends and taking care of my animals. I'm busy enjoying milestones of life with the people that I care about and celebrating all of their successes without making myself feel smaller for them. Like, if my friend gets to go see a celebrity that I have a crush on.
What celebrity do you have a crush on?
I have a few. Okay. So one that I've had my entire life, Robert Downey Jr. I don't know. My mom likes to call it like my old man crushes, but they're really not that old when it's put in perspective. Like the Johnny Depp, Robert Downey Jr. age of men.
Just double your age.
Yeah, only double.
Only double.
Still younger than some of the men I've slept with for money. On camera. But
that you performed with.
Yes, people who are in my field. Very legitimate things. But yeah, ages Robert Downey Jr. can get it.
All right,
Back to him, yeah.
Who else?
I mean, I'm hesitant to still say Johnny Depp because of everything that's been going on.
Just don't shoot in his bed.
I don't know. I mean, see, now I don't even want to say any names anymore. But, I mean, Megan Fox and Selena Gomez, the typical girl crushes, they can get it. Like, we all have celebrity crushes. They're great.
They are.
But age is just whatever.
I mean, there's definitely some celebrities that I'm like, oh, they're super attractive. Don't know if I'd want to do anything besides have an orgasm with them, but...
Yeah, and I mean, it's also weird because of the person that I am. I'm like a deep person. Sometimes I'm watching a show and I'm like, I feel like they'd be so nice in real life. Like, I just want to be their friend. I just want to know them. I just want to meet them and like be their friend. I feel like I could really be their friend. And of course, like these celebrities don't give, like, they don't know who the fuck I am. They don't give a fuck about me.
Might.
If they...
You never know. Like, how the fuck...
If any cool person is watching this, please hit me up. I have infinite space for friends.
How do you think Chloe Cherry ended up on fucking Euphoria? Because Sam Levinson was a fan. So, you never know. You don't exist in a fucking, like, magical bubble that doesn't, people aren't aware of you.
I don't know. I have a hard time ever thinking that I am on someone's mind. Like, I am the opposite of a narcissist. I think that I just, like, exist outside of the normal world. It's so bizarre to me that I have this job because nobody perceived me before I did this. Nobody knew who the fuck I was. They didn't even know what to call me. They didn't know what name I went by. They didn't know anything. Nobody knew anything about me. Like I was saying earlier in high school, nobody knew a damn thing about me. They had no idea the intricacies of my brain.
But you're here now.
But I'm here now. And I've done a whole lot of cool things, and I've done a lot for myself, and I've worked myself to places that I never thought that I would be, coming from the hood, being homeless, all that shit. I don't know. I think it's cool. So if somebody on that level is perceiving me, I hope it's positive, first of all, and second of all, please hit me up. Let's talk. Like, I love talking to everybody all the time. I really do. I fully believe that we can all connect with each other regardless of where we are, regardless of the time or place. Like, there's no need for weird shit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I think the world is really cool. And the chance meetings that happened they don't always have to be just chance. Like, they can lead to something else or they can not lead to something else. You can keep that connection or you can just appreciate it for what it was at the time.
I'm just putting it out there real quick. You have 26 million views on the hub.
Do I? I've never looked.
Oh, I'm looking right now.
I have never looked at comments or views on any of my videos or scenes. I've shown up on sets before and they've been like, oh, like, did you know that this scene of yours is the number one? I'm like, absolutely the fuck not, I don't know. Because once I shoot it, I go home. I shoot, I go home, and I go to bed, and I know nothing else beyond that.
You've been viewed 26 million times. So there's a fairly decent possibility that someone of note is, seeing your work.
I did see Kaylee Cuoco at a Starbucks one time, and I had my business partner with me. She was like looking at me, and I was like, oh my God, like, I really love your hair clip to Kaylee Cuoco. And she's like, oh, thank you so much, and smiled. And my friend even brought it up the other day. This was over a year and a half ago. He's like, I will never forget when she complimented you, or whatever he said. And I'm just like, we're all people living our lives. If we're lucky enough to be appreciated in the public eye, that's really cool. But it's important to remember that we're all people. Like,
some of them don't remember that, though.
Yeah, I I'm sure Kaylee doesn't remember that because it was just another Starbucks.
Oh, no, I meant like that they're real, that they're just people.
Oh, yeah, that too. That too, for real. Even with me, like, I am a Z-list celebrity.
Oof, what does that make me? Fuck.
But I'm just, and I get recognized in the airport and people get a little stunned. I'm like, just say hi. Like, it's just me. I travel alone, so it's not like you're going to fucking expose me to anybody. I love traveling alone.
Hopefully no one will expose themselves to you.
Well, they do for...
In the airport.
Kind of have to for money. In the airport, though?
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. That's a charge for you. I'll be fine. I'll go home and sleep fine at night, but you might not.
Unless it's really weird looking. You never know.
That's actually such a valid point. There have been a few that have stuck with me. Shit.
Describe the weirdest one you've ever seen.
I've seen a legitimate micropenis.
Just one in your life?
No.
It's something that, those dudes have no control over.
Well, of course not, but like...
Still doesn't mean you didn't stick with you.
It's the way that it's presented for me, because it's not like it's just coming up organically. It's that they're going out of their way to message someone that they don't know.
Oh, so it wasn't in real life?
I have seen some in real life, too. But
how did that happen?
Oh, well...
Delilah needs a big drink for the audio audience.
One more sip.
I was like, I'm not chugging.
Okay. So yeah, there's been like, I think there's been like a little scene before where I just was not told much beforehand. And I was like, you know what? Like, I trust my professional space. We show up to some surprises sometimes. Sometimes. Also, on a personal level, no, I'm not going to share that. That's so mean. But I have seen one in personal life.
Oh.
It's too mean. I can't.
Don't say their name.
I can't. If I even say anything, it wasn't my man.
Okay.
It wasn't the person I was interacting with. But my friend did not know how to act upon sight of seeing this and tapped me in.
Okay, no, you gotta give some setup on this. Like, where was this? Tell this fucking story.
Where did they see it?
Like, okay, where was the situation where, like, they're going to hook up with this dude and it's a micro and you just happen to be there to be tagged in?
So we were...
A party? A house?
School.
Okay.
We were at a school, and they did not know how to handle it. They actually ran out of their interaction back into school to find me and ask for how to handle it and then leave school. And I was like, bitch, the fuck if I know? I've never seen one of those.
So how did you see it?
I mean, because I'm not an asshole, what I told my friend at the time is I was just like, look, if you're really into this guy and this is what you were presented with, just explore it and see what type of good time you can have. If it's something that freaks you out and you think you're going to make them feel bad about themselves or you can't get through this experience, you should just go and be direct about, like, I'm not ready for this, or this wasn't what I was expecting and I need to regroup. But in my head, I was like, oh my fucking God! I knew he would have one. I knew it. I knew it would be him.
So you didn't actually see it?
I didn't. I saw a picture.
Oh, okay.
And I heard of it by mouth. I have seen some in person, but I think that story of me seeing one vicariously, I guess in a way, is a better depiction. Everybody's different. Everybody is different. And you know what? Pleasure doesn't always come from that. I'll say for myself, like, pleasure doesn't necessarily come from penetration. So, like, if you're creative and you're confident, anything can happen. You can make anything shake. But I would not recommend hooking up in a car in a parking lot and whipping that out for the first time with no context.
Oh, no. I honestly feel like that is the best move.
Really?
Well, yeah, because, like, you're just like...
Because I guess they can drive away if she jumps out?
Not even that. Like, confidence is key. Like, if you're like, well, yeah, no one's going to be into it.
I was saying the confidence is key. The confidence was not there in the situation.
Well, you didn't say that. if like we're going hot and heavy in a car and it's just like, yeah, that's right.
They weren't hot and heavy. They went to the car for that purpose, and he mentioned nothing.
Right. What, they weren't messing around? There was no foreplay? He just like got in the car with her and whipped it out?
Pretty much.
Well, that's a bad play.
Exactly. See, there's a way to present it. There's a way to be like, oh, you know what? Like, let me eat you out. Let me focus on foreplay. Like, you don't have to say, I have a micro penis and kill the mood.
Well, I mean, if you
Why
have
are we talking about micro penis?
If you have a micro penis, I would never say the word micro penis. I would just be like, yo, do the thing.
I don't know. If I had one, I'd say it. I'm an upfront type of person, though. I'm crazy. Yeah, people are astonished by my lack of shame.
Well, but it's not a lack of shame thing. It comes across as like self-conscious. And
shame was a bad word in that context. Yeah,
but like advertising a deficiency, like a perceived deficiency, is so unattractive. Like I've hooked up with girls who were like, we started getting naked, like, and we are getting naked. We mess around. We were about to fuck, and she's just like, you know, one of my tits is a little smaller than the other one. I'm like, do you think I give a fuck right now? Like, this is so unattractive for you.
Time and place, yeah.
To bring this shit up. Like,
yeah, no, because I know, like, my tits are pretty small, but am I going to say that beforehand? First of all...
No, you're just going to say it on a podcast.
I mean, for two reasons. One, I know you can Google my tits and you know what they look like, and you probably already did before you came over. Two, you see them right in front of your face. You know they're small. If we want to talk about it later, I guess. Like, later I can be like, oh, yeah, I kind of do want a boob job, but I'm too poor. So if anybody wants to buy me a boob job, hit me up. I have nothing to lose.
How big do you want to go?
Not massive. Like, I still want them to look all right, but I used to, when I was in high school, I had D's. I'm not even joking. They were way bigger than the rest of my body, and because I was such, like, a sickly person and I struggled with my health a lot and I had no more weight to lose from anywhere else, I lost it from my tits. So I always feel like they're smaller than they should be, and I wish they were a little bit more plump, and they'd be fun. But I don't, like, hate them. I don't hate my body for what it is or what it became. Right.
But, like,
and I would never preface an interaction with that. Like, if you hate small tits that much, then you shouldn't be at my fucking house.
But, like, with me and this girl was, like, literally we are disrobing. Her bra has come off. Like, and she's just like, one of my tits is smaller than the other. I'm just like,
oh, she was nervous.
Right, like, fake it until you fucking make it, people. Like,
oh,
like, at the point, like, I do not have a fucking Adonis body. Like, I don't have a fucking six pack. It's a keg.
Do you not? It's X-rated now. Sure. I'm kidding.
I was gonna wear your shirt earlier, right?
Yeah.
Anywho. But never once in my life, at the point where we're getting naked, has any of, like, this been a discussion. Like, I'm just like, oh, shit, you want to get naked with me? We're getting naked. Game on.
You know what I will say to that, though, is I think it's more of, like, a female-geared thing to just, like, feel like you almost need to preface it of, like, oh, I'm not, like, an Instagram model, because this pressure is put on us from a really young age, and you're told, like, you pretty much mean nothing if you're not beautiful from the time you're a child. So it's almost like, I don't want you to get your hopes up. I'm not going to be the girl of your dreams, but I can still do this shit. I still wouldn't do what she did, but I understand, like, and it does make me sad knowing the places she came from, because I've been there, but I haven't said it.
And that is not a one-off experience. I was hooking up with another girl.
Oh, I'm sure it's happened 100 times.
Yeah. I was hooking up with another girl, and, like, literally inside her, and she's just like, you're thinking about those porn girls, aren't you? It was just like,
oh, that's different. That's bad.
I'm just like,
what the fuck?
I'm literally inside you right now. Like, what the fuck? And it was such a fucking turnoff.
Of course it is, because you're in the moment of connecting with her, and she had to go bring up, it's okay to have insecurities, but is that the time and place to discuss them? No. If his dick is inside you, I think it's safe to say he knows that he's hooking up with you, and he's thinking about hooking up with you.
Yeah.
Friendly message. If he's already hard, go with it. Take it. He doesn't get hard for nothing. If he's thinking about other girls, he'd have his eyes closed the whole time. He wouldn't even be talking to you or able to engage with you. I promise. They're not that great multitaskers, girl.
And there have definitely been times in my life where, like, I fucking failed, and it was like, It happens. It fucking happens.
Everybody's at a different place in life. Like, fucking, yeah. There are times where I'm like, I'm not into this.
Oh, no, I mean...
My failure just isn't as visible to the outside world.
My failure, like, definitely was, like, on a... Just, like, my mind is here. My body is just not, like...
Yeah.
Like, oh, no. I mean, it happened recently. Like, someone booty called me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
And like,
cheers to that. He got a booty call. My guy.
I mean, it wasn't about me. She was just lonely and horny, and I happened to be up. But
doesn't even matter. She hits you up instead of masturbating.
For sure.
We know we can do the jobs ourselves. So if we're reaching out, you're special.
Yeah, for sure. But in the moment, it didn't feel super special. It was just kind of like, oh, yeah, you're having a rough day, and you just want human connection. Got it. But like, we started going at it, and like, I initially failed because I'd done one of these. I had been drunk. I'd started to sober up. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was just like, I mean, I got there. I fucking got there.
Hell yeah, you did.
But it was still like, in the moment, I'm like, I just kept telling you, you're so fucking hot. This is on me. Like,
that's the best way to handle it.
Yeah, it's just like, kept fucking stimulating the clit, making out with her, and
Oh, good job. Yeah. People don't. They just keep shoving the soft thing in there. I've had it for scenes before. For scenes where the director is like, dude, get your edge back. Which, first of all, we're not even going to dive into how difficult it is for a director to tell a male talent that. And then it happened. But still, like, fucking bodies are different. And also, we have personal lives. You're like, who fucking knows? Maybe you have family shit going on in your brain. Who fucking knows? It's okay. We all have off days, off times.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's one of those things where, like, I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of being like, yeah, I fucking lost it.
Yeah.
It fucking happens.
It does.
Yeah.
I think honestly, women who don't understand how, like, male anatomy works also, like, for women, it's easy for them to conceptualize, oh, if I'm not turned on, I'm not going to come. But why isn't he hard? It's like, well, think about it. Think about it. Why wouldn't you be it all translates. We're all the same people. We all have our own lives going on in our own anatomy. Sometimes it doesn't happen even if we want to. Sometimes we don't want it to happen and it happens anyways. It's hit or fucking miss. Human bodies are insane. Why do you think doctors go to school for so long?
Oh, for sure.
And then they still can't make you promises.
Oh, for sure. And in this moment, like, this is the first time me and this person had hooked up. So it was just kind of...
pressure.
Yeah, there was definitely some pressure to like, oh shit.
At 3 a.m? Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like, there's pressure. Like, she answers the door naked. I'm just like, oh, hey.
No, I feel that. There are times where I'm in a first time hookup and I'm like, damn, like, I'm not smoothly shaved like the porn star I normally am because I'm between shoots. Like, are they going to hate my borderline 70s situation? But like, it's human bodies.
Yeah.
Can we be real about human bodies? And if you're not down with it, you're kind of not an adult. Like the dudes that are like, oh my God, she started her period while we were fucking. I'm like, yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, put a towel down.
Some girls that have endometriosis can have their period 3 weeks out of the month. So you only want to fuck 1 week out of the month?
Oh, no.
Did you want her to not come over?
No,
because then you would have said, don't worry. Like, what the fuck? You wanted her to be like, no, I'm sorry, I'm bleeding. You're like, oh, never mind, I'll get another bitch. Just grow up.
Put a towel down.
Even if it does still freak you out, like, I can't speak to it from a man's perspective because I've never had it. As a woman, I would never be freaked out by blood or periods because I recognize that they can happen at any time. And if somebody's on birth control, they can have breakthrough bleeding at any time. It can be an exact surprise at that moment.
Oh, no, I've had a lot of period sex.
I'm sure you have. And it's the best sex ever. Let me preface, first of all, so fuck you, grow up. But also, like, heal your own mental things. And if you can only be with a woman who's not bleeding, I don't know, maybe you're not that into women.
But also on the flip side, I've definitely had partners who were super self-conscious to have period sex, even though they knew it felt better.
Yeah. As women, we are conditioned that every single natural function and appearance of our body is shameful. The natural storage of fat that we have is shameful. We need to work out and change that. The natural functions of our body is shameful. We need to hide that. We need to hide from male attention anytime we're like that. No, we fucking don't. If this is our anatomy and that's your anatomy, we can make it work like adults, or I can find someone to have filthy period sex with anyways, and they're gonna come so fucking hard. Like the dirty, filthy, amazing, orgasmic, long ass, drawn out period sex I have had in my life only required a towel.
Yeah, that's all it does.
One towel.
That's all it does.
Nobody was traumatized. Nobody gets hurt. No, there are dudes who try to be like, oh, well, once there's blood involved, it gets dirty. No.
Hey, bro, I hate to break it to you. Same hole the pee comes out of.
Yeah, like, you're not using a dirty needle here, bro. Like, what the fuck? Do you not know what it is? It's ignorance, you know? Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, well, and
for the person in the bliss.
Do you think a lot of women just like, because they've had bad experiences with dudes with it, that's why they get self-conscious on it too? Like,
absolutely. Because as a woman who I've been very fortunate and I have not had bad experiences with it. I wasn't told what a period would be growing up. I didn't have sexual education or a relationship with my parents. I didn't know what it was. When it started happening, I was horrified. I didn't know what to do with it. But my first relationship wasn't a problem when it came up. So I was just like, oh, this is a normal bodily function. We work through this. Like, if it's too much to deal with at the time, like, we'll wait a day. What the fuck ever. But it's 100% the mindset, because I've also had those people who are like, oh, well, if you're on your period, let me know. Or even shoots. If I show up for a shoot and I'm like, hey, just letting you know, like, I have a sponge in because I was having some light bleeding. I had someone completely call off a shoot because of it. They were like, I don't shoot like that. I can't do that. No. How old are you? Do you realize that this happens continuously through all of our lives? I'm fortunate enough to be on a medication that only gives it to me once every 3 months, but that's still in an ideal world because I have endometriosis. Like, sometimes it happens anyways. And obviously, I will do the most to prevent it if it's like an on-camera situation. But in my personal life, if you're making me police my own body and choose times that I can like you, are you worth my time? No. You are a child.
Wait a minute. I can choose what times I can get people to like me? That's awesome.
You would think, in theory. But yeah, and there even have been times where, like, because of that shoot experience that I've been like, maybe I should warn this person or just stay in the house and not even go outside. Because if I go outside and someone's attracted to me, how's that conversation going to go? And I'm like, wait, no, that's so fucked up. Because first of all, why would they be expecting to have that interaction with me? Second of all, why would they be expecting me to be on my 100% game all the time just for a rando at the bar? Like, who are you?
Also, why do you care about if randos find you attractive or not?
Yeah, and if that's something that you just don't want to deal with for the night, I completely understand it. But to make it like a big deal, fuck you, fuck your mom, fuck who raised you, you're ignorant, you're dumb, get educated, Google, heal yourself.
You want to hear
what the fuck?
You want to hear something stupid?
Yes.
Had a one-night stand in Texas like years ago.
Hot.
She was on her period and didn't tell me. And my drunk ass was like,
power move.
My drunk ass was like, did I hurt you? Like,
I've started my period mid-sex before, and they're like, oh, there's a little blood. Like, are you hurt at all? And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not hurt at all. That must just be my period.
Well, yeah, but that's exactly what I was. And I'm like, I have an average-sized penis. So it's just like, but the ego on me in the moment was like.
I was about to say, did your ego go up?
Oh, no, but. In the moment, it was legitimate concern. I just like pulled out, it was bloody. I'm just like, oh, did I hurt you? And then like, it's like, no, I'm on my period. I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot.
You're not though. Sometimes that shit sneaks up on you, and as long as you communicate about it, it's fine.
Oh no, I was an idiot thinking I hurt her, not.
I would still prefer someone ask every time though, because if you see blood that you weren't expecting, you should ask.
I think I'm going to just ask whenever I fuck. I think whenever I fuck now, no matter what, I'm going to just be like, did I hurt you? Did I hurt you? Did I hurt you?
Power move. I wish I could do that.
I mean, you could.
Oh, is my tongue too rough, baby?
You could definitely just be on top of something. Am I hurting you? Am I hurting you?
I did have a fuck buddy for a while that did kind of enjoy pain with me. And they were like, oh, I love like when you lean too far back on it and it bends, it like borderline feels like it's breaking, but it feels good. And I was like, that's hot. First of all, but second of all, that type of thing can't happen without communication.
Oh, for sure.
Communication is what makes sex good. Communication is what makes sex good. If you're silent the whole time, I'm not even saying you have to talk about it beforehand, but during, you have to listen to the nonverbal cues, or if they're adjusting something, let them adjust, or if they're saying something, you better fucking hear it. Everybody's capable of having good sex regardless of what parts they have, as long as they can communicate and listen to their partner.
Communication is so key.
It's the key of life, and I'll stand by it. I'll die on that hill even if I'm alone.
Speaking of communication, I got to figure out like how to break to somebody that like I previously have hooked up with, and like we've talked about hooking up again since, and like I don't really want to do it again.
Oh, ooh, okay.
Like, because here's the thing.
You know what? I got you.
Well, so
you say it first, and I'll give you.
So hooked up with this person, like, you know, we talked about hooking up again, and she was telling me like, oh, next time we hook up, she wants it pretty fucking rough. And like, I'm not opposed to that if my partner's into it. I've just decided like, she's not where I want to be, and like, it's been a while since the last time we hooked up, so I just kind of like thought she had moved on, and it was off the table, so I didn't have to have that conversation. And then I got a text today like, so we should hang out soon. I need to be roughed up. And I'm like, I don't know how to be like, so in the interim, I've really decided like, this is not where I want to be anymore. Like, I just don't know how to fucking.
Okay.
Like, the post-nut clarity has kicked in, and I'm like,
I got you. Honestly, I would just hit her. Next time it comes up, don't hit her up out of the blue.
Oh, no, it came up today.
Okay, today. Okay.
Today.
So when you respond, I would just say, like, honestly, I'm in a little bit different of a place in my life. I don't think that we match up on the same level that you want us to anymore.
Oh, I mean, so she just wants to fuck me. She doesn't want to do anything else besides that.
Yeah, I would just say, like, I don't think we match up on that level anymore. Like, I have a little bit of different priorities. I'm not kind of in that headspace, and I think you would have a better experience with somebody else. So I just want to be upfront with where I'm at and saying I don't really want to provide you with that.
That's probably and like, I still value this person as a friend.
Yeah, I would straight up just be like, hey, like, I'm not super in a place where I really want to have casual sex in that way.
Even, well, I mean,
not that you don't, but like wording it in a way that it would come across better. Like, you could be like, hey, like, I'm not really in a place where I want to have that type of encounter with you. I appreciate the notion, but I think you'd have a better time with somebody else, and I just want to let you know.
I'll figure out something.
You'll figure out something.
But it was still like,
if I were more sober, I'd probably have a way better one, because I'm normally the friend that everybody comes to, like, what do I say? And it makes me feel really good.
Well, it was just one of those things where, like, it's so rare when it's just like, oh, fuck. Well, I'm turning down sex?
That's not a bad thing. I feel like society has made that, like, a really pressured or bad thing. It's not. Like, well, sometimes I'm not in the mood. Like, I'm a porn star, so people assume I'm always ready to go, and they're like, oh, like, if I come over, can we do this? And I'm like, honestly, no. I just wanted to listen to music and smoke weed with you.
Well, but that's the thing.
I just like being a person.
99.9% of the time in my life, like, oh, yeah.
You'd be, like, down for it.
Yeah. The amount of times where I've just been like, yeah, I'm going to pass on casual sex, pretty low.
See, that's why it shows you it's important to communicate and not just go through with on a whim, because obviously, like, something's a little off in you to where you don't want to have that experience. And it's not necessarily anything to do with her, but just, like, you don't feel like you click. Like, I would just say, like, I feel like we can't have the type of experience you want. I'm not really into it. Like, I totally love being your friend, but I think you should go get that from somebody else, and I fully support it.
I think I'm going to just tell her that, like, yo, my dick's not working.
So disregard everything I said. No, I'm just do a scapegoat.
Sorry, my dick just stopped working.
You know what? I'm guilty of saying I'm on my period when I'm not, because I don't want to. We've all done it.
See,
sometimes people just, Okay, sometimes you can just tell that people are not in a place to receive your message the way you need it received. So you say it in a way that it'll be received how it needs to be. I don't lie to people, like, ever. But if I really need a
certain... when you're on your period when you're not is a lie.
If I need a certain...
That is a lie.
In fairness, the one time I lied about it, I did start my period. So technically, was I lying?
Yes, at the time. At the time you were.
But I was on it when we fucked.
So it didn't even stop you from fucking.
What didn't stop me from fucking is my fear and my insecurity in myself to voice what I wanted. But what did stop the fucking is me actually being on my period like I had said, which showed me this is not somebody to be hooking up with. Because if you're afraid of a period, you're not a fucking man. I'll say it till the day I die. If you are afraid of a period, you are not a man. Maybe you shouldn't even be fucking women. It happens often enough to pussies to where there's always going to be some sort of trace or evidence of it. It's always going to be happening. Like, I read that thing about the senator. I know this is kind of a left turn. I read the thing about the senator that was talking about how if his woman employees were on their period, they would need to time their bathroom visits to bleed. He was married with children. How the fuck are you married with children and you still don't understand that the bleeding happens regardless? He thought it was like peeing, like we go to the bathroom and take a break to bleed it out and come back. Bitch, it does not work like that. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? And you're a senator and you have a family? Who let you do any of that before you understood that the bleeding happens without our consent? These are the men that we have in office. Mm-hmm. These are the men that we have in office.
Yep.
I can't wait for you to die, personally. I have no problem saying that. You have outlived your usefulness.
Are you assuming that that person had use in the first place?
I'm being generous and assuming that he had any use at any point. If someone with a wife and a family is still ignorant enough to say that to a woman employee. Why can't you wait till the meeting's over? Okay, so if somebody comes and stabs you, you should be able to just immediately clot that up and not bleed, right?
No, you just stick your finger in it.
Oh, yeah. Of course. And when your finger starts overflowing and it's squirting out over your finger anyways, you should just be able to stop that, right?
Second finger.
Yeah, great. This is man logic.
I just imagine you in a meeting, like just fingers deep, just like, taking notes with the other hand, and then that dude who's upset about your left.
That's the type of worker I am too, though. Any job I've ever had, I've thrown my whole self into.
And then the dude who's upset about left-handed insertions really upset. You have your left-handed there while you're taking notes.
Stop the callback. Yeah, why are we talking about periods so long? This is amazing. I feel like you're along for my ride at this point.
I am. You're the guest.
Is that really the format? I thought...
There's a format here?
Don't tell them. They want it to be scripted.
They do.
Remember, they wanted those certain responses out of me, along with the right hand insertion. Although, I don't know if they want that right hand insertion anymore with this little artwork.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's missing a nail. How dare.
I mean, I could glue it back on, but stopping a way to do that would just be, like, a little much.
It would be a lot. Plus, nothing's being inserted. I'm just a person.
Like, I broke my finger. I'm sorry. My fingernail fell off with it.
Nothing is being inserted with you in you on this show. So
that you know of. I'm kidding.
Okay. Well, please tell the class if that's changing.
I'll let you know if anything changes.
Please do.
Thank you. Will do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Doing the Lord's work.
The Lord's work. I thought you were about to say something about lore because you didn't say the D immediately, and I was reminded of the other day when my friends, like, He grounded me. He was like, I don't want to hang out with you for 3 weeks because I said the phrase, consult the lore. I was like, oh, let me consult the lore real quick. And he's like, I actually don't want to hang out with you for 3 weeks after saying that. And I was like, fuck you.
I mean, I don't want to end this podcast right now because you said that.
The one time I try to make a Gen Z-ish joke, I'm in this generation and I can't even be a part of it.
Do you really want to be a part of it?
I think there's a lot of good in it, but honestly, like the online culture that gets super toxic and stuff, like that's way too much for me. And people who are like, you can't wear skinny jeans. It's like, all right, well, like sometimes skinny jeans still work. Like, who gives a fuck? That's not my style. Clearly, that's not what I'm wearing right now. But who gives a fuck? Like, caring if somebody has a hair clip or a middle part or a middle jean or what? Or middle jean. Jesus Christ.
Wait a minute,
skinny
like,
jean.
A middle jean? Like, they have Down syndrome?
Well, I mixed middle part and skinny jean to say middle jean.
They have an extra chromosome. I get it.
I like those people.
I'm not saying there's anything bad with them.
I didn't say you were. Why are you getting defensive?
They're just a little downsy.
But yeah.
Would you ever bang a Downs? A Downs, wow. Would you ever bang someone with Down syndrome?
Would you ever?
Well, you said you liked them.
I mean, it's the same criteria as everyone else. If you
They pay your rate?
Professionally, pay my rate. Personally, you have to stimulate my brain and make me excited to be alive. And that sounds a little bit difficult, but it's actually not.
I mean, those people have nothing but joy in their life.
So it's probably really possible. Like, it's really possible.
Okay. We're going to go find you a short bus.
I am autistic.
Okay.
I mean, I just mean like I'm allowed on the bus, I think.
Well, not to be a predator.
I would hope not. I don't strive to be a predator in any area of my life.
I mean, technically, would it be a crime to cast someone with Down syndrome in a porn?
I strongly, like, I mean, if it were someone who sought out an agent and signed all the same consent forms and whatnot, like, I would say, hey, no, are you Googling it right now?
Uh-huh.
He's typing. Shut the fuck
up. I'm trying to see if they can legally consent to having sex.
It's kind of like a sad thought to think of. Like if somebody is a little bit mentally different than everybody else, like they have to have special credential, but also like maybe that's safe because we don't want people taking advantage of others.
Right. Well, if you can't consent to sex, you definitely can't consent to sign the forms to have sex on screen.
Right. What do your studies find? That's an area that I am not educated on.
According to Quora, which is
Quora, yeah, it's like Yelp for questions.
Down syndrome have an range of abilities. Some are able to consent to sex, and some are not. So I don't know.
That's what I would say. Like it would just depend on like the extent and like the level of the person. Like if there's somebody who still needs to live with their parents and have most of life done for them, like maybe they should have their parent in on the conversation. Otherwise, if there's someone who kind of lives a normal life, like they get to live a normal life. Who gives a fuck?
So we just got to find you someone who's a little downsy.
How did we get on this?
Because I asked if you'd bang someone with Down syndrome.
Anybody who can consent and actively be a part of the interaction that I vibe with can get it. If somebody is not actively seeking that, like, if I met somebody with Down syndrome and they were not actively seeking that out, would I spring that on them? No.
They might not know what they're missing.
Sure, but it's not my job to show them what they're missing. You know, it's not my job to educate on that because that's almost like borderline.
What, you don't want to be a sexual educator?
I don't think I have the authority for that at all. I think that I can teach my partners what I like myself, and I think that I can tell like personal friends and people that I know things that work for me, but I have never been educated by any sort of like institution to have a platform to speak on that for.
You have a lot of experience though.
With sex?
I believe so. It's
most people do by the time they die.
No, the average person has like 7 partners.
I have never counted. I know before porn, it was like 3 or 4.
So it's like 18 then. There's only like 15 dudes that do porn.
Oh, no. There's only 15 that you see.
I've been around a lot longer than you.
I'm saying the ones that make it to the feed. There's others that don't make it to the feed. Not because of your not being able to look, but because they don't push that.
Okay, so there's 25 dudes.
I have no idea. I mean, people who have been doing it for a similar amount of time say that their body count is like 100 to 500 more.
They're full of shit.
I would assume, I think when I stopped counting, and not like counting, but when I stopped kind of trying to keep track, I got up to like 7, no, I counted like as far as 50 something. But
this is partners, not like encounters, right?
Yeah. Encounters were, thousands and thousands and thousands, my God. But partners in my personal life, I'm very selective. So outside of porn, I don't raise that number a whole lot. I would say I'm somewhere at least around 100. In 4 years of porn, I haven't had that many repeat scenes, but I also don't shoot as often as most girls. So it's hard for me to say. I'm sure once I go through all of my records, I could get a better number.
Who cares?
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, who cares?
But yeah, according to like the quick Googles, the average is between 4 to 10 partners for a lifetime.
I'm definitely above that.
I'm above that.
Nice.
I feel like that came across as a surprise.
No, it didn't. I just like to get excited about things. I knew you were above that. You've told me like 3 different stories about bitches tonight.
That could just mean the 3 times.
I really doubt it, though.
All 3, just the 3 casual hookups of my life.
It was all last week. All the 3 people I've seen was last week.
Oh shit, 2 of those stories were recent. Shit.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I'm like, I would hope that all of your sexual encounters haven't happened in the past month.
Totes. 2024 is my year.
Hey, me too. We're reforming.
Yeah, that's it. Reforming. Yes.
I am, at least. I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
That makes 2 of us.
Okay, nice.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Rarely.
I mean, I think there's a lot of pressure on humans to know exactly what their plan is and exactly what they want to do. And quite honestly, it's just like not a feasible thing.
No.
You're supposed to be able to go with the flow and accept changes that happen. And it's okay to have things you want to do and things you want to see and ways you want to be and like what you kind of generally want your life to look like. But you have to recognize that it can vary.
Very much so. And you just have to take surprises like 3 a.m. booty calls in stride. I was in bed. I was literally in bed.
But you accepted.
I did.
You could have pretended you were asleep.
But I didn't.
You didn't.
I got back home at 6 a.m., so shit.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
I pretend I'm asleep if I don't want to. I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry.
It's not that I didn't want to. Just like...
You did, but then you didn't want to after.
No. Not even that. I mean, no, it was definitely a good time. Don't get me wrong. It was a good time, but it was like... The sex itself was fun. It was a good time. It was definitely a good time. But it's the post-hoc clarity of like, oh, I was just, I was just a sex toy there. I want a little
There's kind of power in that, though, because when they can go to the store and pick any sex toy they want, and they picked you,
yeah.
Me personally, I would never pick a person as my sex toy. If I were in that much of a hurt, I would go to good old trusty magic wand.
I'm pretty sure,
there in my cabinet.
I'm pretty sure.
I would never text a man at 3 a.m. if I really needed it that bad. So that means she really wanted the human experience from you.
I think I wasn't the first choice.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. She wanted the human experience. Maybe she tried a couple other dudes. You were still on the list.
I was definitely like...
To be on the list is still...
It was very much still a break glass in case of emergency.
You're the fire extinguisher dick?
Yeah, it was just... fuck.
Just fuck.
Yeah, it was...
Just fuck.
But it was just like, I don't know. And like, it was a good time, but it was also just like, is this what I'm still doing at 43?
Yeah, no, there are even times for me where it's like, damn, like I'm 26 and they're still telling me I'm a stepsister. At some point, this has to end. But then you're faced with the reality as a porn star of being told you move from stepsister or teen category to MILF.
Yep, to stepmom.
Bitch.
To stepmom.
The fuck? I'm not anybody's stepmom. I am not a MILF. I am not a cougar. I am still figuring it out my entire life, and I'm really on a great track, and I really like that. But the last thing I need is some young guy coming in making me feel like a fucking predator.
Unless he has Down syndrome.
What?
Nothing.
No. I am not opposed to sleeping with someone with Down syndrome, but I would never force that. Like, that's not... What? I feel like this...
This is where they come for us. This is where they come for us.
Please don't, because I have all the love and respect in the world, and I've never...
Well, obviously, you want to love them from the inside.
Oh. I have never been in a position where sleeping with somebody with that has been presented to me, but I imagine...
2024?
I imagine if it were presented to me, it would be, like, either in a professional sense of, are you comfortable with this? In which case I would say only if they have consented and, like, I have the paperwork to prove that, like, they consent to that. Or in my personal life, like, if we have vibed for long enough to determine that this is something you want. You're being terrible.
I am. Intentionally. Intentionally.
Oh, my God. This I'm drinking.
It won't help. I'll still be terrible no matter how drunk you are.
I know. And I still keep hanging out with you. What the fuck does that say about me?
That you only do it about once a year, so.
Okay. That's not true.
It's not untrue.
I saw you much more than that last year.
Well, I hate to do it on that note, Delilah. We're going to call last call on this motherfucker. We've been doing this for over 2 hours.
Can't believe it. Happens every time.
It does.
Well, that's what happens when we're actually friends and we enjoy speaking to each other.
It is.
I would never ask for anything different.
Yeah, I guess so. But before we get you out of here, where can they find you on the things? Spend money on you, so you can afford them trips.
Hell yeah! Mostly, I want to afford my dog shots to keep her alive, so please help me out. On Instagram, I'm official Delilah Day. On Twitter, I am Delilah X Day. On OnlyFans, I am Delilah X Day. On TikTok, I am Delilah X Day. I'm pretty easy to find. I have a link tree on both my Twitter and my Instagram. I love you guys so very much. I love talking. I love hanging out with the masses and being unfiltered. And I hope you all have a fantastic life where you don't let anybody else let you down because we're all just fucking winging it. Mwah!
And we will find her that downsy.
I feel so terrible talking. Oh my God. I really hope I have not offended or crossed a line in any way.
They won't understand. Until next week, drink up, motherfuckers.
Drink up.